Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Mainhart, and I am with the Alpha Center for Divorce Mediation. Today, my guest is Michael Routh, who is an attorney mediator with the Alpha Center here. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about our program and some of the clients that have come through here and what they have taken away from our program. And in understanding, the value of mediation versus litigation, et cetera. And so I'll ask Mike here to start with just kind of giving us a quick overview of like, how should this work? How should our mediation program work for our clients?
Hi, Barbara. Thanks. That's a good question. Should, right? When we say that in the perfect scenario, but what we try to do here at the Alpha Centers is present this less adversarial approach to going through the divorce process. A lot of couples come in here, emotions are running high. They're angry at each other. They're hurt. They're thinking about themselves, and not about their children. And what we try to do is, provide the guidance. And as a neutral third party, we provide the guidance for them to get through our mediation program and come out the other side where they've come to some agreements and they're able to move forward individually, but still at the same time work together to continue to be co-parents, to help raise their kids together. And most importantly, we've laid the groundwork for that. We've laid out this fair resolution that they both worked on together to get to that point.
Right. And I guess for two people who have decided to part ways after a number of years of marriage, this is kind of like they're not expecting to have to go through all of this working together again, but it's definitely worthwhile. And in your role here as an attorney mediator, have you seen couples who have done just that, worked through some, sticky, thorny issues and ended up, focusing on creating a good, healthy resolution that they can both live with?
I definitely have. And the thing about mediation is, and we acknowledge this here at the Alpha Center, is that it's not for everybody. Sometimes if the couples aren't able to, if they're not willing to work with each other, then, they're stuck with litigation. That's just the way that it is. But recently I had a couple that, came in here. The husband had already moved to the other side of the state. They had two daughters that are both at the high school age. One was special needs. And, obviously, there's some emotions that are playing on that with the geographical distance. But they kind of put that aside, in order to take care of these two girls and provide an environment and an agreement that they're going to continue to communicate, that they're going to continue to, support each other in their roles as, mom and dad, and being able to play a part in these girls' lives going forward. So they did put those differences aside in order to think about their, the children first, and the things that are more important, rather than, am I going to get an extra $10 in child support for the month?
Great. And were they also able to, work on their financial decisions together?
Right. And, they were fortunate. They had some assets, some business interest, some real estate property that they owned together. But, they were even presented with the situation that they had to buy new places, new houses. And they did all this. They got involved with, some of the professionals that we use as part of our team here at Alpha, and kind of work through the process. And, the husband has bought a new place out west, and the wife has been able to buy a place here, locally. And they have an agreement on a mountain house that they have, and, worked it out all together.
Wonderful. So would you say that they took the whole idea of mediation and made it work for them?
Yes, they did. My role here as the attorney is a neutral third party. So we went through the same factors that they go through if you're standing in front of the judge in a courtroom. Uh, we spent some time kind of walking our way through them and going over the explanations, and they understood them and they applied them to their situation and came up with a fair agreement.
And now they're both on their way to a new life, and their daughters are able to be with both of them whenever the situation is set up to do so. So that it seems to me like it was a win-win-win for them. I mean, unfortunately, they got divorced, but it's certainly a much better outcome than the battlefield bloody survival of litigation. So and I think that like that's an interesting explanation that the role of the attorney mediator is neutral. However, you kind of make sure that they are both able to talk out these decisions and what ifs, et cetera, so that they can kind of really get it out there and talk to each other in a non-adversarial position, so that they can, I would imagine that they do feel like they were able to make the decisions instead of the courts.
Right. At the end of the day, the agreements that they come to are their own. It's not the judge telling them, "Hey, this is the way it's going to be." This is something that they worked out together.
And we all know that when they make the decision, the percentage of compliance is huge, because you've already gone through all of the negatives, or all of the what ifs, or all of the objections. So it seems like that these couples that go through our program will enjoy a wonderful opportunity to make a new life.
Right. And one of the other couple of the other great things about this process is that they did it over a span of 3 to 4 months. If they have their own attorneys and they go through the court system with this amount of assets that we were talking about, there, it's 1 to 2 years. So we saved them time, and also, our flat fee versus what they would have paid these litigation attorneys is incomparable. So I know that they both would agree that the Alpha Center's program did save them time and money, and at the same time crafted a well thought out, well written agreement that's going to protect them both going forward.
Yes, absolutely. Mike, I want to thank you so much for coming in and chatting with us, and explaining, and using the example of a couple that you have helped through this to show us just how it can in real life happen.
Thanks, Barbara.